everyone. Welcome to the Stock Market Morning Prep video for Thursday, March 26th. Well, we did get a nice big push. Now, we're down 3 days in the indices, but we did get a really strong push down to the downside. And again, a lot of the movement is happening in the pre-market, especially today. We're down about 13 and a half handles in the electronic trading session in the ES. So that's a big move that's already happened. So we'll have to see where that goes. I wouldn't be so privy to get short the market down here this morning. As far as yesterday is concerned, we did get a big move lower, partly due to some durable goods. Also, the really main culprit here is biotechs have been getting just crushed lately. And money's going out of biotech and look like it's going into energy. And that's why I said watch that energy sector, guys. A lot of these stocks are starting to bounce again. Now, even though we did have the commodity itself move higher, keep an eye on those stocks. I wouldn't be chasing any of these oil plays. We had a huge build in inventory yesterday. We're well over the above limit. We're over about 34.2 million barrels up versus the norm of like 23. So we have way too much supply out there. However, again, after a while, investors start discounting, saying, okay, well, it can't get that much worse. So they start looking to nibble into some of these beaten down oil sectors. That's why I like that. I like to trade a lot, but I don't want to be chasing here as well. So I want to look for that like for instance in ConocoPhillips or EOG that I've been mentioning to you, XLE. Look for that lower, that higher low. And then start nibbling into some of those plays. I think that's a nice play. As far as the indexes are concerned, yeah, the indexes are pulling back, and we did mention that last week, saying, look, I am looking for a pullback. Now, remember, we're down 3 days in a row. We're down again today. Now, obviously, the day has not ended, but I'm looking for some sort of a dead cat bounce, and I'll tell you why. We have end of month inflows coming in from mutual funds, pension funds, so that money has to be put to work. And since that it's a little bit premature on the sell-off this early on in the week, where we may have exhausted some downside pressure, and then obviously the case is that we would be bouncing here. So keep an eye on that possible move lower, and then that quick exhaustion rally, and then we would reevaluate again. We are coming into some seasonal strength. Usually April, the spring season, is pretty good for the equity markets, so just keep that in mind as well. All right, let's go run through the indexes here. I'm not much to show you on these indicators at the moment, but if you see here, big move lower. And remember, when you have a big move like that, again, down 3 days in a row, you have to be careful to say that we might get that snapback rally, at least back to the 50 right here. I would not be looking to short the market down here at this level. Not saying that the market can't go to the 200, but remember, at least this March low here will test that, maybe even test that today, and then start to create that double bottom here, and then start to move up at least half of this move. So we'll see. We'll just take it one day at a time. Remember, and also the momentum indicates they're not even close to being oversold. So there is plenty of room to run to the downside here. Okay, so let's just keep that in mind. But I just wouldn't want you to short right here in the hole. Diamonds, which is the Dow Jones ETF, as you can see here. Weaker than the spiders, and again, next target will be the 200. Most of the indices, these what I'm going to show you, the next target would be the 200-day moving average. Okay, and as you can see, the transports basically almost at the 200. We'll probably hit that this morning, and we'll see. Remember, guys, when the price breaks that 200 and holds below that 200 for a few days, fund managers start looking, saying, okay, now it's time to sell stocks and lighten up the portfolio. That's how it works. When they get back above the 200 and stocks are above the 200, they continue to buy until it starts to break down here. Okay, so that's how it works. And so be careful, because if we start to break lower and we stay below that 200-day lower for quite some time, what's going to happen is that they're going to start selling stock and put more pressure on equities. Okay, IWM, not bad. IWM actually was the strongest of out of all of them. And it's been holding pretty good here compared to the other indices. Again, one of our main leaders, so that's also a decent sign that at least we're not looking just to get out of town and sell everything. Now, XLF, which is the bank and financial, it got clobbered, but the XLK, which is not showing that to you here now, actually held up pretty well. So, but the Nasdaq in itself, the NQ, it really took it on the chin yesterday, and it's down about 48.5 points right now. So it's getting continued some downside pressure here. So let's just keep an eye on things today. Don't get so crazy about looking to short. Here's the cues. You see technology really got clobbered yesterday. And again, we're below that 50. Next stop would be this area here, which coincides nicely with the 200-day moving average when it gets down to this area. Okay, so be careful today, next couple of days. Again, I wouldn't look to short the market here. You want high probability trades, and if you're looking for high probability trades, I'd be looking for a base and for a short-term rally to get long, and then reevaluate it after sometime next week and see where these mutual fund inflows come in and see if this market can turn around and push the market higher. Remember, if there's a lot of buyers here that are long at these areas, so there's a lot more selling than they're going to be buying. And I'm sure if that's the case, you'll see these inflows come in will be absorbed by tons of sellers. So we'll just take it one step at a time. But today and tomorrow is going to be very interesting, and then the Monday and Tuesday of next week. Remember, inflows are going to come in, and we've had selling coming in pretty extensively the last couple of days, which has been usually premature. Usually we see selling come in if they're going to adjust portfolios, yesterday, today, and tomorrow, where we've had already the whole week of selling. So keep that in mind. Hope it helps everybody. We'll speak to you tomorrow. Take care. Have a great trading day.